This conference will now be recorded.
So we are discussing about accounting structure. So accounting structure is equal to main accounts plus financial dimensions. Main accounts plus financial dimensions combination is one accounting structure. Okay, and here I have discussed about enterprise level data. Yesterday we have discussed enterprise level data or cross company data. Enterprise level data or cross company data. So in this, what are the masters can be enterprise level data or cross company data? One is chart of accounts, financial dimensions, accounting structure, fiscal calendar, currencies, and then exchange rate types or currency exchange rates. These are enterprise level data. Of course, one more master, countries also. So till now I have not shown you country. I will show you later, not now. Country master is also enterprise level data. Exchange rate types also enterprise level data. In between currencies and currency exchange rates, there is exchange rate types. These are enterprise level data. These are enterprise level data. All are. What it means, if it is created in one legal entity, it can be viewed or it can be displayed in all legal entities so that you can use it. Okay, so now as I discussed yesterday, chart of accounts, financial dimensions, accounting structure, all these are enterprise level data. Then let me show in the system. Suppose take the example, general ledger, chart of accounts, chart of accounts. This chart of accounts are enterprise level data. So now for this USMF company, if it is available for all legal entities, which chart of accounts are belongs to this company? If I want, it is most important is ledger form. Most important is ledger form. In this form, for this company, what is the chart of accounts? What is the calendar? What is the accounting structures? What is the accounting currency? What is the reporting currency? And what is the currency exchange rate type for accounting currency, reporting currency, and budget? These we can understand a little bit more inside. Still, I have not explained in detail. Inside, if you look at this one, accounts for currency evaluation, there is some ledger accounts. Okay, this I will discuss with you after some time. You will understand. There are some more things. Okay, as I told you yesterday, chart of accounts, accounting currency, reporting currency, these three fields you cannot modify later on. It is not possible to correct it after posting transactions. So these three are freezed while started implementing. You need to freeze properly with accounting currency and reporting currency and chart of accounts. Fine. Now accounting structure. So here main accounts plus financial dimensions altogether it is 10 only, it will allow you. Means in the one accounting structure, 10 financial dimensions only can be configured. More than that, you cannot modify. Correct. You cannot attach more than 10 dimensions in one accounting structure. In one accounting structure, 10 financial dimensions only will be allowed to create structure. But how many financial dimensions can be created? Infinite financial dimensions can be created. Infinite financial dimensions can be created. How many financial dimensions available in the system by default? It is 0. Financial dimensions by default, it is 0. What it means? Financial dimensions here by default in the sample system, whatever you have taken, here it will be blank. It will be empty. By default, it will be empty. You can create your own financial dimensions. While creating financial dimensions, I have discussed there are 3 types of categories. One is operating units, next one is masters, third one is custom dimensions. Fine. Now let us understand a little bit more about accounting structure. Accounting structure, as I told you, this ledger form is most important for if you are comparing with human being. This is head. You can compare like this is a head. For this, accounting structure is brain. The account structure is brain. So how human being cannot survive without head? In the same manner, this ledger form, without ledger form, you cannot work with the Dynamics AX ERP. Header like ledger form is important. In that, most important is accounting structure. Based on this accounting structure instructions, system behaves entirely. Now let me show some accounting structures. So in this ledger form, this is one accounting structure. Okay, manufacturing BS. I'm taking manufacturing BS, one accounting structure. So this one, if you look at here, if you look at this one, once it is clicked, it is blank values are allowed. Blank values are allowed. So blank values are allowed. This single quotes, like double quotes, sorry, double quotes it is showing here means it is blank allowed. Suppose I'm making changes to this accounting structure by clicking on edit. If I click on edit, so delete draft button is enabled. Delete draft button is enabled. So in 2012 R3, so I'm just telling the differences regarding this accounting structure. So in 2012 R3, in AX 2012 all versions, the previous versions, this delete draft is not available. Delete draft button is not available in the previous version, whereas it is available in D365. Just I'm comparing the old versus new. Okay, now what I'm doing for this, I'm removing this blank values allowed. If I remove this blank values allowed, what happened? It was only star. Now I'm activating, click on activate. So the status is draft. Now once it is activated, status will be changed to activate. It is processing, activating. In this, it is not completed, so it should be activate. Give me some time, 1 or 2 minutes time. It is activating. Sometimes it will take 2-3 minutes time. Now activate. The status is activate. So active. So now business unit is mandatory. Suppose we land vendor invoice, vendor payment. We'll do one transaction vendor invoice. Suppose I'm doing from last 3-4 days we are doing vendor invoice. Let me do one vendor invoice. So invoices, invoice journal. Click new. Select the journal name. Click on lines. So I'm selecting vendor account. So invoice number, it should be must. We need to get invoice number because this is the vendor document number. Vendor invoice date also, it is best practice. Maybe vendor has given yesterday something. This is invoice date. So while doing vendor invoice, vendor will be credited. Suppose it is $350 something. So offset account something it was came. Okay. Now I am removing this dimension. Suppose I have entered like this. Now if I'm trying to click on post, I will get error message. What happened? Give me 1 second. Oh, sorry. I will show you. This is my mistake. I will correct it and I will explain you what I did mistake. Give me 2 minutes time. Lines. Selecting the vendor. So vendor invoice number, suppose 61. So same 351 I'm entering. So I'm removing this dimension. Okay, here I'm entering the invoice date. Actually from the vendor it was populated. Give me 1 second. In financial dimensions, I'm showing the new thing today. Business unit, it is populated, so I don't want to map here. Suppose so financial dimensions account. So I have blank. I have entered blank. Now I'm trying to post. If I click on post, it will throw error message. So it is throwing error message. It is throwing error message. So let me show you this error message. Give me 1 second. What it is showing. If I click on messages details, so you must select a value in the business unit field in combination with the following dimensions values valid. So main account 2001110. This account, it is asking business unit must be selected. You must select business unit field in the combination with the following dimensions for 2000, like 200 110, 2 lakhs 110 account. So dimensions valid, it is throwing error message. Posting has been cancelled. What is the reason? So in the account structure, so for this, if you want to understand, first, if you are getting like this error messages, go to general ledger, ledger setup, ledger. So in this ledger, first one is accounting structure like manufacturing BS. In this manufacturing BS, 1502 395. from this number to this number, I made business unit mandatory. It is mandatory. So whatever you are selecting vendor account, this vendor account will be posted to 200110. So this is ledger subledger concept. Still I have not explained. So for this account, you have made accounting structure business unit is mandatory. For this account, for this structure, here we have not made any mandatory. Mandatory means it will show you only star. It is showing only star, it is mandatory. We have not made mandatory. So for 6 series account, it is not mandatory because we have not made mandatory. So the previous transaction, what I did, if you look at this one, the previous transaction without error, it was posted earlier. So 692, I hope. So this one, it was posted. The reason behind, for this account, financial dimensions, it was already configured. It is there. So that is the reason, even though if I mapped business unit here or not, system is not verifying. The reason behind, for from 4 series to 9 series, it is not mandatory. So it will allowed and it was posted. So it will verify 606 300, it is not required. For 200 110, business unit is mandatory. Anyhow, it was copied and that is the reason it was posted. Now for this current transaction, 693 transaction, for this transaction, if I click financial dimensions, I have not updated business unit. If I have not updated, it is for accounting structure 123 series. 123 series. This series, it is accounting structure is mandatory. In this accounting structure, business unit is mandatory. That is the reason it is stopping. So it is not allowing. Even if I click validate, let me show you. I think it will show okay. So it is showing message business unit is mandatory. And here this is validate is informative. Like before click on posting, I can click on here simulate posting, means almost equal to posting, but it will not commit. So you can use this also, validate simulate posting. If it is clicked on simulate posting, it will throw error message properly. Understood? Any doubt here? So it will verify the accounting structure, whatever you have mapped. Based on that, it will validate and it will verify. Until and unless it is fulfilled, system will not allow you to post the transaction. Is it clear? Or any doubts?
This is okay. Can you explain the chart of account and accounting structure difference?
Okay, fine. Give me 1 minute. So here in chart of accounts, let me show. Chart of accounts means the ledger accounts. Chart of accounts means the ledger accounts. Suppose, as I told you, some people, non-commerce background people, they can assume like it is a kind of vessel, a bowl. It is kind of a bowl. It is a kind of bowls. So in this, all the transactions will be stored. So the transactions will be stored here, and for the calculation purpose. So plus and minuses for the calculation purpose, it is required. Now, why it is accounting structure is needed? In the accounting structure, 1 second. Accounting structure, So suppose take the example 600 120. It is travel expenditure, travel expenses. This travel expenses will be posted the transactions from finance department, sales department, stores department. Everyone is traveling, they are updating travel expenditure. But in the end of the year, I want to see sales department what is the expenditure, travel expenditure, how much. And if it is finance department, how much. So if all transactions are posted without dimension finance department, like department, if I post all the transactions in this travel expenditure, there are suppose 500 it was posted, 5,000 it was posted, 25,000 posted, and 3,000 posted. Like this, some 200 transactions exist or 500 transactions exist. So this is belongs to finance department. This is belongs to sales department or stores department. This is belongs to sales department. So if I want to segregate and if I want to calculate, it will be hectic job. Now what I'm doing during this, using this accounting structure, while posting 600 120 plus finance department I made it mandatory. Finance department I have entered 500, and while posting itself I am making mandatory department, sales department, it is 5,000 or 25,000. So whenever I want any report, I can generate finance, I can select finance, then what is the expenditure, it will show all related to this one. System will store the transactions with this combination. Getting my point? So if it is a stores department, 600 120 plus stores department, it will be 5,000 suppose. Like this we can post. So practically let me show once again this process so that you can understand. Initially it is a little bit tricky, means for understanding purpose, once you are understood it will be easy. So I'm making manufacturing P&L. So what I will do, I will make business unit is mandatory for all. This combination I'm making mandatory. This combination I'm making mandatory. So it is already mandatory. Now I'm activating one second. I think it will not allow multiple lines. Yeah, fine. Now the status is activating. The status is activating. So give me 1 or 2 minutes time. The status will be changed to active. Now active. Okay. Now so let me go to general ledger. Journal entries. So I have shown one time, but I have not explained in detail. We'll discuss this one later. So I'm clicking general journal. One journal name I'm selecting. Go to lines. I'm updating expenditure. Okay. Suppose 600 something expenditure. Same flight expenditure, transportation charges. So it is telling like blank is not allowed for business unit combination. Blank is not allowed. But this is a warning message only. Yellow triangle means it is warning message. I'm neglecting that one. I'm entering 5,000. So I have paid cash for this one. Petty cash. So once again it is telling like business unit is mandatory. So I'm neglecting. Users, if you are informing one time, they may neglect. So whether it is posting or not, I'm clicking on post. So it is throwing error message. This is for 600-120 business unit is mandatory. That is the reason it is explaining everything. And here 110180, it is combination is not correct. So don't get fear about this long message. It is telling like business unit is not mandatory. It is not mapped. Now I'm mapping business unit mandatory. So here I made business unit, suppose electronics, whatever it may be. Here also I made mandatory. Business unit, something I have mapped. So here also I mapped business unit, here also business unit or department, whatever it may be. Okay. Now I'm trying to post. Before posting, I can click on simulate posting. It is validating whether posting is correct or not. So it is completed, operation completed, it is correct. There is no issue. Now I can post.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, we had unchecked the blank values allowed in the manufacturing BNS, so that in the offset account side, we had given the business unit, right?
Yes, we made optional, we made mandatory. That is removed. Yeah.
On the same, likewise, we had given business unit as mandatory in the manufacturing P&L accounting structure, so that
Yes.
by clicking that, so that we need to give the business unit for the both sides.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now if you verify voucher, it will show you both. Suppose now in the ledger form, manufacturing BS, I will make it is this one as optional. Blank values allowed. If I select automatically, it is double quotes 2 times it will show. That means blank allowed. Blank allowed. And now I'm activating. Activate. So it is activating. So if you refresh, it will take 1 or 2 minutes time. Now we activate. So for this accounts, it is optional. Now I'm trying to do a posting once again. New, one more journal, lines, the same transaction. Let me try to post. Now 600-120 without dimension I'm posting. It is throwing error message, blank is not allowed for business unit combination. I'm neglecting. I'm entering suppose 352 something. Now I'm entering 110180. So here it is not asking any message now. because I made for this account optional. Now it is not popping any message. Now I'm trying to post or click on validate, simulate posting. It will show pop-up message for this account only 600/120. It is mandatory. It will pop up message now 50% only. It is showing 600/120. It is not showing for 110180. For 110180, I made it optional, so it is not showing that message. But 600/120 you made mandatory, so dimension values are validated with the structure manufacturing P&L. It is clearly informing. Okay, so for this it is must. I need to map whatever the dimensions I made it mandatory. I need to map. Suppose 001. Remaining all are optional. Now I'm doing once again validate, simulate posting. Once it is done, so it is completed, means there is no error message. Now you can click on post. Automatically it will be posted. So if you verify voucher, it will show for 600/120 we have mapped business unit. For 110180 accounting structure 110180, it is optional. That is the reason it is allowed without any dimension. So if I generate report for 001, I can generate. So whenever you are posting any transaction, any ledger, not only this general journal, any transaction in the application, entire application, whatever it is going to post the ledger account, that ledger account is available in this structures or not, it will verify first. In this structure, that account should be available, and it should have only one accounting structure. So it may be structure this one, it may be structure this one, it may be here, it may be, you may have 20, 30 accounting structures. Any number of structures you can create, and you can validate. So it will verify the corresponding structure. That structure is fulfilling or not. While posting, it will verify. If it is validated, then only system will allow you to post the transaction. Otherwise, it will stop you. Understood?
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, can you go to the manufacturing accounting structure, PNL or BNS anyway?
Okay.
Okay, sir, can you go to the PNL one more? Sir, here we have 4 series to 999, right?
Yes.
Uh, Here, say for the same series, we have a business unit as mandatory now, and the department 022. And for the same series, again, we had in the next line, we had given 23, and we had changed the
So
cost, that's
if
92.
it is department 22, it should pick from these numbers. If it is
Okay.
department 23, it should pick cost center 0009 to 0012. Like that I have configured. So
Okay, okay.
let me show this one. For 600, anything is fine. Same account I will take 120. So it is throwing pop-up message. For this, if I click, look at this one, business unit. I'm selecting any one, and department, if I'm selecting suppose 23, so automatically it is showing only 09 to 12. So here it is 09 to 12. For suppose if I'm selecting 022, then it is showing, it will show, if I select 022, then cost center, it will show 07 and 08. If I select 024, if I select 024, then cost center, it will show 13 and 14.
Okay.
Understood? That is the
Yes.
purpose.
Satya,
Yes, please.
Rajesh here. So the
Yes.
other day when you taught about this derived dimension, it was the same purpose, no? Defining the
So
derived dimension. That so what is
derived
this? How
yes,
this is different from the derived dimension?
exactly. So derived dimension, it is mandatory. This is optional. Suppose forcefully if I change it, system will allow you. Central is not allowed in value combination. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so in derived dimension, let me show. Here it is, there are 3 combinations. But in derived dimensions, let me take one more structure and let me show you. It is 1 to 1. What is that? Let me show you. Financial dimensions. So this derived dimension concept is not available in 2012. It was introduced in D365. Okay, suppose I'm taking business unit for this derived dimensions. I'm mapping add segment. Suppose cost centers. Add. Here it is 1 to 1 link. Actually, in this it is may not be possible for suppose there are 20 departments, 20 to 1, 1 to 1. If you want to map, it is very complex. So it was simplified in 2012, like in D365. Suppose here I can select department 1 to 1. Now I'm selecting another one 001, and it will not allow you to select another one. Let me show you. It is 1 to 1 link.
Okay, okay. So
And it is, yeah, yes, please.
yeah, okay, got it. Thank you.
Fine. Because it may be in accounting structure also, if you want to map these many combinations, these sometimes it will be hectic job for you. So it is simplified. It was enhanced in D365 derived dimensions. This should be 1 to 1 only always. So
But like for let's say for a client, they have this regions and circles or something like that, and there is a dependency. Like there are 5 regions, and each region has some 3 or 4 circles. Okay, so
Okay.
we don't, let us say we want to implement it in such a way that if he is selecting one region, he should not be able to select a circle of a different region. So in that case, what is the best way to implement it?
So this is hierarchy also available in the system.
Right. Okay.
That is hierarchy, organization hierarchy is available. You can map like this. That is also available in the system. That is, let me show. In 2012, beautiful representation, but whereas in D365, the view purpose, it is like the representation is little bit different. Give me 1 second. We'll discuss this one later, but let me show just only one. I will try to show you. But in 2012, it will show like this graphical beautifully. But whereas D365 limitation is there. So under this one, there are 2. You can design like this. This is hierarchy. Hierarchy also you can design under one departments. I can show I can have one hierarchies like this. So this is available, and this organization hierarchy functionality is mandatory for retail process. For retail process, it is mandatory, and for centralized payments also, it is required. So while doing centralized payments, I will show you this process.
Okay, thank you.
So now accounting structure. So
Yeah,
whatever I have.
just
Yeah,
one
yes.
question, like what happens for the existing transaction, right? Because if you change the structure in between, in between, some action, like in the life of those, what happens, right?
Okay, fine. So your question is like, in between, if it is the structure is changed, what happens? Am I right? This is your question. Fine.
Yeah.
Now, at any point of time, you can change the accounting structure. Okay. System has flexibility. You can change the accounting structure and you can modify. So what happens? Already posted transactions. Suppose already posted transactions, you cannot change. It will follow the old structure. Not new transactions, whatever it is going to be created and posted, those transactions, it will validate the new structure. It will validate for the new structure. So already posted transactions you cannot modify. Remember, for any transaction, once it is posted, you cannot modify. Any global ERP, you cannot modify. So now your question is like, suppose I have changed accounting structure as earlier it is now 600, like main account, that is suppose 40050 .9999. For this, earlier it is business unit is mandatory, plus remaining all are optional. Now I made department as mandatory. This is also mandatory. Suppose this is already mandatory, we made it, suppose like this. For already posted transactions, it was posted like this. For new transactions, it will verify this should be done. That means for the same transaction, if you are trying to post like this, it will throw error message. You need to map business unit 001 plus financial dimension, like dimension also financial department has made it. So you need to enter like this combination only. Otherwise, system will throw error message. Your transactions. For the old transactions, it was posted. Yes, posted. That's it. Because in between anything, like I may need required one unit, like some dimensions can be added, some dimensions can be removed. This is business requirement. So as per the business requirement, you are allowed to correct or modify accounting structure. But the best practice is like business offlines. Offline means in the night or something, it is suggested to modify this accounting structure. This accounting structure modification is suggested to do, because if you are doing something and if someone is posting transactions, nowadays this product is a global product, anyone can post any transactions. In that case, it will create problems. I mean to say, if it is until and unless the status is active, the previous structure will be executed. Suppose if I click here, so in this stage, what is the structure it will be allowed means the previous structure, whatever it is there, it is active. So if it is active only, we need to make it active. So this playing with the accounting structure, the best practice is try to do in the midnight, like midnight. Okay, now you need to activate. So once it is active, now it is activating. So still the old structure is executing. Once it is active, then new structure will be forced into the come into the picture. It will be forced active. Now the new structure will be active always. Understood? Until and unless active is not there, the previous structure, whatever it is there, that will allow you to post. So let me try with one scenario. If it is in 2012, If it is in the draft mode, system will not allow you to post a transaction. But let me try. So now it is in the draft mode, manufacturing P&L. Let me verify one transaction whether it is allowing to post or not. Give me 1 second. I'm deleting this one. $600,120. So it is asking business unit is mandatory. Let me map business unit. Remaining all are not mandatory. I can skip, or it is optional. I can skip. So suppose 353, 110,180. I'm posting. So whatever business unit I have mapped here, automatically it will be populated here. If you want, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can change it or you can modify whatever you want. Now let me try to post. Now account structure is in the draft mode. So in 2012, system will not allow you to post until and unless this status changed to active. Whereas in D365, it is considering the old structure before this draft. What is the structure it is there? That will run as a backend. That will be executed as a backend, and it was allowed to post. In the previous structure, whatever it is there, that structure will be validated and will be posted. Whereas in 2012, if it is in the draft mode, you cannot post a transaction. It will stop you because delete draft function is not available in 2012. Delete draft function is not available in 2012. So whereas in D365 it is available. That's why I told you the extra function which is available, which is not available in 2012. In 2012 it is not available, in D365 it is available. Fine. Anything else, please?
I have a quick question here.
Yes, please.
So you mentioned that we are going to set up these financial dimensions along with the accounts here, right? And also in the derived dimensions also you said we can define those. So for example, if you consider department as 2 here, so the available cost centers are 07 and 08 only, right? And the empty. If I go to derived dimensions for the department and if I add cost center and then if I put 09, so when you're trying to put this account in the general ledger journal and you enter the department as 22, is it going to show 789 or is it going to show 78?
Yeah, it will show derived dimension only. The final one is derived dimension, but let us try. Okay, as I told you, this is a new feature which was introduced. Let us verify that scenario. Okay, practically we'll see. So department and cost center. So I need to go to department. For this derived dimension, I'm adding segment cost center. Suppose in this structure 022 007. So we'll map 009 as you suggested. So here replace existing dimension values with the derived values. Means you are making replacement. I'm enabling this one and let me try how it is showing. So I'm mapping business unit 001 suppose and department 22. So automatically it is coming 009. Look at this one. So it is showing suppose 22 and it is automatically it is populated 009. Suppose forcefully I will map it to 8. What happens? So by default, if I remove anything, if I 022, then automatically if it is 022, so it is showing 008 and 009. Suppose look at this one, 600120 business unit. I'm selecting 001 department. Suppose 22. Automatically it was replaced. So because we have made like replace existing dimension values. Suppose I'm removing this one. Save. Let us verify now. Let me delete this line. So the reason because we did in the like while doing transaction we did some changes. That is the reason it is throwing error messages Control Shift F5 need to enter, because while doing transaction we did some changes. Okay, now I will create a new one so that it will not create any problems here. Look at this one. Now go to lines. Here we have removed this replacement. Okay, now if I enter 600 120, business unit 001, department 22, automatically is coming 007. So if you map it like replacement, it is automatically overwriting with this one. Clear?
But why is it giving automatically 007? We have two values, right? 007 and 008.
The first number it will take. Even if you want, let me remove this line and let me show once again. The first one, whatever it is there, it will be quick. So if you want, you can change it. 001, department 022. Actually, if you remove and if you enter 22 and if you come here, it will show both.
Okay,
the first one is picking automatically.
Can we add 009 here? Will it accept it because we added it in the derived dimensions?
It will accept because we have mapped derived dimensions. It will allow you. It will allow you. In the derived dimension, we have mapped like this.
But will it allow the postings? I mean,
So let me post in that case.
Maybe the validate will fail.
We'll see what it is because I have not verified this many combinations. Let me verify simulate posting. So it is failing because in the account structure it is there, it is throwing error message. So it is a mutual conflict, so it is not allowing. If it is 007, it will allow, because in the accounting structure whatever you have configured, that is the ultimate. It is mutual conflicts, you yourself making conflicts. Yeah, yes please.
so we're not supposed to use anything other than whatever is available in the account structure in the derived dimensions.
Always the final, as I told you, this is a brain. Ultimate instructions are given from here only. This is ultimate instructions. Accounting structure, you cannot deviate accounting structure. So if you want combinations. You can map it like 1 to 1 if you want. You can map here. So for simplifying, Microsoft has given some one by one enhancing. So if you are making conflicts, system will, as I told you, the final destination or final decision maker is accounting structure.
Okay.
Decision maker is always accounting structure, because as I compared with the human being brain.
Okay.
So it's fine. You can
Satya,
pause.
one question, Rajesh here.
Yes,
So,
please.
so what is the purpose of derived dimension then? If for a particular dimension, if only one value of other dimension is possible, then what is the
It is
significance? Will it not be a redundant?
actually this is for simplifying data entry, one-to-one relation with a simplified data entry, because while doing entry, suppose there is one-to-one relation between 3-4 dimensions, one-to-one relation. Every time if I'm entering here, once again I need to enter, once again I need to enter all these things for like users data entry, like simplified purpose. It was given this extra information which is in D365. So one more most important I will tell you here. Suppose like business unit, let me delete this one. This combination is not required. Okay, fine, leave it. Suppose business unit, derived dimensions. This is more useful for like, not this one, departments only. So here this derived dimensions, it is one-to-one relations for simplified only. There is no much benefit. The benefit is like is simplified data entry. While doing entry, if I want to bring that data, it will be captured from the derived dimensions. That is the main benefit. That's it. So this is extra information which is available in D365. So if you want to use it, you can use it. Otherwise, you can skip. It's not a mandatory process or something.
It means the combination is regularly used by the finance users for only that
Yes.
purpose they are using. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Simplified data entry, because for us it is like looks like very simple. Even if you are looking at like business people, if it is there are 2 clicks, I want 1 click only. Whatever you want, you can do it. Some people they will ask, I don't want 2 clicks, I want 1 click only, because it is time consuming to me. Then business people, some people they will ask, then we need to do this one as per the see. And one more thing, any ERP, it will not be fit for 100% for any organization. So many ERPs, that is a Dynamics AX, that is a SAP, that is Oracle Labs, it is 80 to 90% customers, whatever they are doing regular practice, that will be covered. Some 10%, 15%, 20%, as per the business person, as per the business people, we need to do some customizations.
Satya, actually, I could not, get what is the significance of it, because let's say from implementation point of view also, if it is always one-to-one selection. So let us say I have two financial dimensions. One is the region and the other is office, let's say. Okay. So if I am relating it in such way that if I am selecting north as a region, then only Delhi should be selected. If I am selecting south as a region, maybe only Chennai should be selected. Then what is the purpose of these two dimensions, region and office? Because ultimately dimensions are required for reports only. So whether I say Delhi or I say north, it will be the same data will be shown, right? So unless I have like north as a region and maybe Delhi and Lucknow and something like that, then only we have a need for another dimension. Like otherwise, if both the dimensions are going to reflect the same set of values always, then what is the use of two dimensions? We can as well work with that one dimension then. So implementation point
So
of view,
that's what actually. So actually, see, That's what I told you, like this is not at all mandatory. In any certain scenarios, if you want to use it, you can use it. Otherwise, you can skip. That's why it is not available in 2012. I told you, like if it is really required for all organizations, maybe it may be configured in 2012 itself. It was available in D365. To be frankly, if business scenario, if we until and unless if we get business scenario, we cannot predict what exactly this purpose. So as of my knowledge, as per my knowledge, it is for simplified data entry. We are mapping this one. Okay, so I don't know exactly the business scenario, because if you are facing complex scenarios, business scenarios, your mind will work more matured. So this derived dimensions in the implementation, I have not worked. So I
Okay.
just showing you this one at exactly, because if you are discussing with the business people, you will get so many thoughts and you can apply. Always the application, your knowledge will be increased whenever you are facing with the business people, their requirement. Based on that requirement, you can apply these things.
Correct. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Fine. So anything else? Accounting structure. So accounting structure is most important. Not only now, I will try to explain after some time also. Once again, I will come back here and I will try to discuss more about this accounting structures. So whatever I have explained till now, you need to practice. So try to create a new structure by clicking new and try to do your own structures, try to map. So it is practicing only. So anyhow, in the ledger form, you are not going to map. So at this point, don't play with the ledger form. Don't play with the ledger form. Remaining, you can practice. So I mean to say, if you want to create an accounting structure, you can create. You can create structure, you can play. So ledger form, don't play at this point. But after some time, maybe after 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, something, you can play with that one also. But at this point, don't play with the ledger form, because it will create so many problems for you. But accounting structure you can do, and financial dimensions you can create, and those things. Okay, fine. Anything else, please? Fine. So Monday, once again, we'll connect 7 a.m. IST. So from Monday onwards, whoever is paid, those people only allowed. So it will be changed, the link 99%, the link will be changed. Who has paid a fee, those people only will be continued in this link. Okay, it will be, the link will be changed 99%, new link will be shared with you in the group, WhatsApp group. Okay, fine. I'm stopping here. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you and wish you the same. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, Satya. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.